Did you know there are a few quiet numbers that can predict whether someone will become wealthy decades before it actually happens? They're not flashy, they don't show up on a paycheck, and most people completely ignore them. Yet these numbers reveal financial outcomes more accurately than income, age, job title, or education. Once you understand them, you can spot who's on the path to wealth long before it's visible to everyone else. Let's break them down. First, when financial professionals evaluate long-term wealth potential, there's one number they look at before anything else. Not income, not career, not credentials. They look at how much money someone keeps. This single metric predicts wealth far more reliably than how much someone earns, because income is easy to see and easy to compare. Savings is not. Someone earning $50,000 can build more wealth than someone earning $500,000 if their behavior is different. Wealth is not about how much flows in. It's about how much stays. Every dollar you don't spend becomes a seed. Time is the multiplier. That dollar can turn into $5, $10, or $20 over time. That's why disciplined people with average incomes quietly build wealth, while high earners who overspend stay stuck. A bigger paycheck only helps if the behavior behind it is controlled. Without discipline, income becomes meaningless. People who actually become wealthy don't obsess over salary. Many couldn't tell you their exact income. What they track instead is net worth growth. That's the real scoreboard. Net worth growth signals patience, discipline, and long-term thinking, and those traits matter far more than income ever will. Now, here's one of the clearest predictors of future wealth. Watch what happens when someone gets a raise. Most people immediately upgrade their lifestyle. Bigger apartment, nicer car, more expensive vacations. On paper, income rises, but in reality, nothing changes. Every extra dollar disappears, and now that higher lifestyle becomes permanent. That's lifestyle inflation. Now imagine a different response. Same raise, but lifestyle only increases slightly or not at all. The rest goes straight into investments. That gap between income growth and lifestyle growth reveals everything. It shows who can delay gratification, who resists the urge to upgrade everything, who values long-term security over short-term comfort. Every paycheck becomes a test. Those who let lifestyle rise with income almost always struggle later. Decades pass. Income was high, but net worth never caught up. Retirement suddenly feels impossible. Meanwhile, disciplined peers are financially free, often living on less, but with far more security. Another powerful indicator is how much someone has saved relative to their income. The numbers are uncomfortable. According to Federal Reserve data, many households have only about 1 year of income saved. Even near retirement, many barely reach 2 times. That's not just risky, it almost guarantees stress. A simple benchmark helps put things into perspective. About 1 time's income saved by age 30, 3 times by 40, 6 times by 50, 8 times by 60. These guidelines come from decades of data on households that retire comfortably. Those aiming for true freedom target something even higher, roughly 25 times their annual spending, which allows for a conservative 4% withdrawal rate without constantly worrying about running out of money. Think of it like planting a tree. The earlier you plant it, the more shade it gives later. Falling behind early is one of the first warning signs of future financial stress. Now, let's talk about time. Everyone has heard start investing early. Few truly understand why. Time is the most powerful variable in wealth building. Small contributions in your 20s can outperform massive contributions later in life. Money invested early compounds longer. Later investments have to play catch up. But early investing signals more than math. It signals mindset. Setting up an investment account in your early 20s, even with $50 a month, shows future-focused thinking, consistency, discipline. Those traits are far stronger predictors of wealth than income. Historically, the S&P 500 has doubled roughly every 7 years. Starting early doesn't give you 1 or 2 doubles. It can give you 4, 5, or more. That small habit becomes massive over time. Starting late means money has to work harder, and time is something money can't replace. Now, here's one of the most overlooked indicators of all. How much of what you own is growing and how much is shrinking. Depreciating assets quietly destroy progress. Cars are the most common example. They typically typically lose around 15% of their value every year. That means $100,000 in vehicles can lose $15,000 annually. Gone, not invested, not recoverable. That's why many advisors suggest keeping vehicles under 5 to 10% of total net worth. As net worth grows, the rule scales naturally. Others suggest keeping the total value of vehicles under half of annual income. That works early on, but asset-based rules become more relevant over time. The pattern is clear. People who pile money into depreciating assets struggle to gain momentum. People who prioritize appreciating assets like index funds, retirement accounts, real estate, and other long-term investments steadily move forward. It's not about deprivation, it's about direction. If most of your net worth appreciates, life feels like the wind is at your back. If it depreciates, you're on a treadmill. Constant effort, little progress. So if your savings rate is strong, your lifestyle grows slower than your income, you invested early, and most of your assets appreciate over time, you're not guessing. You're following the exact pattern that predicts financial independence decades in advance. These aren't opinions, they're signals. And if you stay consistent, the long-term outcome becomes almost inevitable. Wealth is built quietly, long before it's visible. If this helped you see money differently, like the video and subscribe for more clear, practical insights on building real financial freedom. See you in the next one.